Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Pathetically Unfiltered. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. Please do take the time to subscribe, like, and share. And if you are not new, welcome back. On today's episode, I'm basically going to do a blind reaction to just something so disturbing. I was actually listening to it right before I started, and I can only tell you that I'm probably going to be a little bit animated in this video because what is going on in our world today, a lot of it is absolutely unacceptable. It's one thing when you want to live a certain lifestyle. I can completely respect that. But when you start imposing that unrealistic lifestyle and belief on other people, that's where I have an absolute issue with. We all have free will, and nobody, no human being should have the right to tell people how to live and what to believe in. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share this video. It is the Inside One Pastor Crusade for Christian Domination. It's almost as if Christian and domination should not be in one sentence or in the same sentence. I mean, really, it's just absolutely repulsive. So let's begin.
Christ Church Senior Pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his new church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's theo. In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
But you said earlier that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means, by sharing the gospel. There's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Can I just say there is nothing peaceful about what these motherfucking assholes are doing? Are you fucking kidding me right now? And I'm really trying not to curse, but let me just explain to you how much I despise the fake religion of Christianity. If anyone thinks that all of this is real, guess what? It is not. I was an advocate practicing Catholic for many years. I was so involved with the church, I thought about becoming a nun. For anyone to think there is some realistic view, you know what? I know that there are some people that believe in the scriptures and the Bible, and that's all well and good. More power to you. But it's people like this that make the religion of Christianity look bad, because you're telling me that you would go to a Muslim country and be okay with that religion. I don't think so. You wouldn't be okay with it. You would not be okay with the fact that you probably would have to pray several times a day. There's a certain way to pray, and you would have to learn that way, and you wouldn't want to learn that way because you know why? You would not want to honor a God that way. Your Christian faith is to honor yourselves and nobody else. And you want everybody to do the same. Let's continue.
Parishioners of his church, known as Kirkers, own and operate several businesses downtown next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true.
Why did he yell boo? Because it's
Because of me.
because of you.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of
Can I just ask what the fuck does that mean? If anybody knows an answer, please comment down below because that is the most stupid ass response I've ever heard.
the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue
No.
for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense that we're both saved by grace. We're absolutely on equal footing, but we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household.
Yes.
Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just gonna say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
great example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors, Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter, agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if
Let's go back to that face, shall we? You think I want somebody making decisions that looks like that for me? He should start investing in a real doll right now. Everything that these people are saying is absolutely outrageous. Now let's go back to this couple over here. Okay, let's just go back here for a minute when she asked him about
Moved here from Washington State.
do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense
yes and no. Okay. When people get involved in relationships, it is supposed to be an equal relationship. Whoever your partner is, it doesn't even matter in this case, whether it's man, woman, 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 man, man, whatever it is. People get together, they fall in love, they get married, they build a family. Their relationship, the foundation of the relationship is love and respect. Respect for one another. One doesn't go and make a decision, let's just say, making an investment on a shampoo company like Reza did, okay, in Shaws of Sunset. Reza went and took thousands of dollars without letting his husband know. I forget his name. I can't think of it right now, but his face is in my head. And didn't even consult with him. Adam, it just came to me, Adam. He didn't consult with Adam about it. He just decided to write a check and say, you know what, I'm going to invest in this shampoo company and make loads of money, which I'm sure he did because you know what? It was easy for Reza to do that. Reza's platform was Shaws of Sunset. So it didn't take much marketing. The episode was the marketing. So he was probably able to make his money back and then some. But for a person like myself, who doesn't have that type of reality TV platform, I would have to go out of my way, hire a marketing team, and pay a lot of expenses so that people would know about that shampoo. Now, getting back to why we should not make decisions outside of our partners who we are married to and building a life with, it's disrespectful. It's that simple. Now, this lady says she submits to her husband. Okay. I don't have anything against that. I don't have anything against a woman or a man who submits to their partner. But let's just get something straight about consent and submission. Everybody that has encountered me in my past life knows I owned a lifestyle magazine. And in that magazine, a lot of the people that I interviewed and my writers spoke extensively on what consent meant and how important, I can't say that enough, how important it was for that consent because it built trust and it built the longevity of the relationship. That being said, when you hear a woman like this who says, I submit to my husband, it basically means that she does nothing without his permission. If she needed to go out to the store, she would probably need to ask. It wouldn't surprise me if he gave her a time frame. You have an hour. After that hour, I'm going to question why it took you so long. And everybody knows when you go out food shopping or any kind of shopping, it doesn't take an hour. It's going to take more than an hour because you're going to be shopping around. You're going to be picking up stuff. You may encounter a line at the checkout, whether it's self checkout or cashier. So there's no guarantee that you can go shopping for an hour. I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying this is what's going on in the relationship. Let's be clear, because we have to do this on social media. There are so many people that misconstrued everything. By the way, this is one of my adoptee cats. Her name is Annabelle. It's funny that she's up there because that used to be Miss Nikki's spot. Thinking back let me just remove this for a minute. Now, thinking back on this relationship, he is the head of the household. Therefore, he is the rule of law, which means it also goes with his children. But I bet if he has sons, those same rules do not apply. Because you see, relationships like this, they do not respect women. Guess what? They don't like women. They don't. And mind you, they were raised by women. So you wonder, what happened? What happened up here that made you think you were superior? We know the answer. It's that white privilege. That's what it is. That's what all of this is. I interviewed somebody, I want to say it's been about 2 years, maybe more than that. And he said something in that interview that was factual. He said, the reason why white people are behaving like this is because they're scared. And it made me think of like the whole spectrum of everything that's going on now. And I told him when I was editing, I'm going to leave that part out because you're starting a new business and I don't want this comment to be misconstrued as something else. That's just the kind of person that I am. I care about other people and I care about other people who are building their brand and their business because I'm a business owner. I understand. Reputation is important. But when I see shit like this, I submit to my husband, can be taken in so many different ways. Once again, there is nothing wrong with submitting to your partner. Role playing is great. You can switch it up and have fun with that. But when you're out of that role playing phase and you are submitting to your partner and waiting for instructions, permission, that's an entirely different story. See, he couldn't handle a woman like me because I'm going to do what I want to do. See, I have my own mind because that's the way my parents raised me. They raised me to be smart, to be strong, to respect my body, myself, people around me, to educate myself and to learn how to speak properly. Because you see, my father, whose primary language is Spanish, learned English and learned it very well. And he expressed to me that not everybody out there is going to be receptive if you are mixing Spanish and English together. So you're either going to speak Spanish or speak English. Pick one. Learn how to express yourself. Let's continue. Let's go back to this ugly dude.
Be able to vote. His fellow pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church, it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles men in the church and in government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says.
Let me just say that again. All white men.
Not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration, with a newly created faith office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Cain, and people seen right outside the White House entrance praying and speaking in tongues.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
How precious.
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth.
Let's just go back to what this man had said about women and how concerning it is that he doesn't believe women should have a vote or a say.
And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
This is an insecure man. This man right here, let's just bring him back up. This is an insecure man. This is what insecurity looks like. Because any man who is comfortable in his skin would not make such claims. He wouldn't. Any man who sits there and is talking about how there should only be one vote, that they should repeal these amendments, and that women should not have a say, that is an insecure man. That is a man who's not comfortable in his skin. That is a man who has a resentment with interracial relationships. I bet you anything. Did you see the whole list of everybody who's in that congregation, who's in charge? All white men who are insecure in their skin because they are unhappy. There is diversity in this country and they hate that shit. They don't like it. They don't want to see same-sex marriages. They don't want to see interracial relationships. They consider all of these things woke ideology. And do you know what woke means? It simply means to be aware, to be educated, to have the knowledge, to know the difference. And these are the kind of people that don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. They want you to be afraid. They want you in the back seat. Not just you, me too. And I have been saying this quite often. As a Latina woman within the Latin culture, there are elders who are so ashamed about who they are. They conjured up this ideology where they think they are the same as white people. And then they pass that ideology along to their children and their children's children. Breaking it down, if you're a little bit dark, be with somebody a little bit white so there is a nice color that is born white. That's what it is. I know I'm Latina. I know what was told to me. I've been hearing a lot about deconstruction. And I think the concept of deconstruction is never ending. You constantly have to be unfolding and unveiling. Almost like that onion. You know, when you cut into that onion and there's that core, but there are rings around that onion before you get to the core. The core is probably the end, where a higher power takes you home. Okay, you've learned. You've arrived. You've been enlightened. I don't know. I mean, these are just things that are coming to my head right now. But I can tell you this much. This behavior, these men, this is disturbing. Because it's not just white women they don't like. They don't like women. They don't like women to be free thinkers. They want to have their way with women. Can you imagine this woman talking about she submits to her husband? What happens if she's not feeling well that day? Maybe she has a migraine. She could have the flu. Just imagine being a woman and not feeling well, and your husband says, I want some. And you have to submit, I really don't care how you feel. And you're saying no. And saying no while it's happening. What is that called? Oh, it's called rape by your own husband. That's not submission. It's rape. R-A-P-E. we have come to a place, we have arrived at this place where we have normalized the most outrageous sort of nonsense. We have. We can thank E Entertainment for that because breaking news, Angelina Jolie has left the country. Breaking. Brad Pitt grew his hair out. Breaking news. Breaking news. Justin Bieber has a new album and his girlfriend is pregnant again. His girlfriend is not pregnant. I'm just being sarcastic. Just an FYI. You don't go running on the internet to find out if she's pregnant again. This is the shit I'm talking about. This is what we've come to. Our priorities is up our ass. I was talking to someone earlier today. I actually did an interview earlier today, and I'm actually editing another interview that I'm going to be putting up on this channel. And I was having this conversation with her about normalizing this outrageous behavior. Another content creator on here, Tasha K, she did an interview with a girl. I believe it was going on through the R. Kelly stuff. And the girl said, we have got to stop normalizing this type of behavior. That floored me because you know what? Whatever was going on with R. Kelly, whatever he dealt with, nobody ever told R. Kelly, and maybe they did, and he just wasn't paying attention, or maybe he just didn't want to go to therapy for whatever reason that is. But it seems like nobody told him, hey, listen, you know, I know that it happened to you, but it's not okay for you to do it to somebody else. It's not okay. You need help. Go get some therapy. I don't know if anybody ever told him that, but here's the deal. R. Kelly did what he did, and he's in prison for it. Nobody ever told him. And like I said, if they did, nobody cared after that. Oh, well, I told him. He's on his own. No, he's not. He's not on his own if you left a child with him, a teenager with him, willingly. And again, I'm using this as an example. I'm not saying this happened in real life because people have a tendency of not understanding and misconstruing information instead of listening. Use your listening skills. For those of you who have been on this channel with me for a while, you understand my sarcasm. You understand why I'm coming across the way I'm coming across. This is disturbing. If you are not angry about it, please look at this video in its entirety. Be angry, but do something about it and do it effectively where we win in the end. Now, Gavin Newsom, he's doing all of these things and he's playing dirty. Good on him. Oh, and it's angering the Trump supporters. They are angry. As a matter of fact, on TikTok today, they are just all over the place in their feelings. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what news they heard, but they're just in there filled with misinformation. They're angry because they know that the end is coming of all of this bullshit. If they want Christian domination and they want to indoctrinate people, that's all well and good. You know what? Get your own fucking land, get the fuck out of our faces, and go do it in private. Don't come out here and converse with us. We don't want you. We never wanted you. Go into your own world. And you know what? You can't go to other countries with this shit because they don't want you either. Nope. They don't want this bullshit because you know why? They've already been through it and they know it's bullshit. Everyone in this world, everyone, they are entitled to believe what they want to believe, to worship what they want to worship because it works for them, to be in a loving relationship, regardless what sex they are, regardless. And if people do not feel comfortable in their skin when they look in the mirror and they see opposite of what the world sees, they have a right to change that. We do not get to dictate to people, well, you were born a man, so you're a man if you feel like a woman and you want to be one and you go through the therapy and the process, their choice, and working with professionals. That includes doctors and therapists. None of my business. How does this affect me personally? It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm still living my life. They should live theirs. And for these sickos who have insecurity issues, who don't like women, they should be set on their own island and let them figure it out for themselves. All men, all of them. No women, just men. See how long that lasts before they start fighting with one another, like the band of red squirrels. I keep talking about Miss Susie. I keep saying I'm going to read that book. So I'm going to end it here. I just want to say to everybody, thank you for listening and supporting this channel. I really appreciate you. I've been doing lives on TikTok almost every night. It's been quite the adventure. I am meeting such great people. I have great people on my panel. They are just the most wonderful people. The Discord is growing with really healthy and good people. And I'm just so grateful for everyone who has supported me. Truly, you guys are the best, and I want you to know that. And with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.